In 2025, Roblox didn't go viral because games were fun. They went viral because they were perfectly engineered to explode fast and collapse even faster. This year gave us some of the biggest Roblox games ever made. Games that pulled tens of millions of players, broke records, and completely took over every front page, every recommendation, every shorts feed. But behind every viral hit, there's a pattern, a formula, and almost always a ticking timer. In this video, I'm breaking down the biggest viral Roblox games of 2025, why they blew up so fast, what was really happening behind the scenes, and why almost all of them are already falling apart or about to. And we're starting with the game that defined 2025 more than any other. Grow a Garden. Grow a Garden didn't just go viral, it dominated the entire gaming world. At its peak, it reached over 20 million concurrent players. That's more than Fortnite, more than every Steam game combined at the time. And what's insane is how simple it was. You start with a tiny plot of land, you plant seeds, you wait, you harvest, you sell, and you repeat. Flowers, fruits, vegetables, weather effects that mutate crops, pets that boost growth, tools that make everything slightly faster. On paper, it sounds boring, but that's exactly why it worked. Grow a Garden was designed to stretch time. Everything takes just long enough to keep you waiting, but not long enough to make you quit. You always think, just one more harvest, one more upgrade, one more minute. And at first, players loved it. What many people don't know is that Grow a Garden started as an indie project, originally created by a teenager. It felt personal, relaxing, fair. Then Jandal stepped in. When Jandal acquired the game, trust skyrocketed. He had a reputation. People believed the game was in good hands. For a brief moment, it looked like Grow a Garden might be different. A rare viral game that wouldn't sell its soul. But that moment didn't last, because greed doesn't arrive loudly, it arrives quietly disguised as content. The first red flags were the eggs. Rare pets, ultra rare pets, pets with drop rates so low they were basically impossible to get naturally. And these weren't cosmetic, they were game-breaking. Pets that duplicated crops, pets that printed money, pets that destroyed the in-game economy. The only realistic way to get them was Robux. And everyone knew exactly who the audience was, because over 90% of the player base were kids. Grow a Garden slowly turned from a chill farming game into a casino wrapped in pastel colors. More eggs, limited time events, FOMO-based updates. At the same time, bugs piled up. Duplication glitches, economy exploits, black market trading. Instead of fixing core issues, updates focused on monetization. And behind all of this was something even more concerning. Grow a Garden wasn't just owned by Jandal, it was partly owned by Do Big Studios, a studio infamous in the Roblox community for buying successful games and watching them slowly die. Every time Do Big Studios touches a project, the same thing happens. Aggressive monetization, short-term profit, long-term collapse. Grow a Garden followed that exact script. From over 20 million players to barely 100,000. That's not a decline, that's a warning. While Grow a Garden was collapsing slowly, another game exploded almost overnight. Steal a Brainrot. And this one wasn't an accident, it was calculated. Steal a Brainrot didn't try to be deep, it didn't try to be original, it didn't even try to hide what it was. It was built for one single purpose, to hijack your attention as fast as possible. The moment you join the game, something happens. NPCs moving, numbers going up, speed increasing, new units unlocked. Your brain never gets silence, and that's the key. Steal a Brainrot uses the same psychological tricks as short-form content. fast feedback, bright visuals, constant progression. Every mechanic exists to stop you from asking one question: why am I still playing this? Because the second you ask that, the game falls apart. There is no strategy, no skill ceiling, no long-term mastery. You steal NPCs, you stack them, you walk faster. That's it. But here's where it gets scary. Steal a Brain Rot wasn't just popular. It was perfectly optimized for Roblox Shorts culture. Creators didn't even need to edit. The game edited itself. Every clip looked satisfying. Every clip looked rewarding. Every clip looked viral. And because of that, the game spread like a virus. Thousands of YouTubers uploaded it, millions of kids joined, and the devs knew exactly what would happen next. Because Steal a Brain Rot wasn't designed to last months, it was designed to last just enough. The monetization tells the real story. Game passes for speed, game passes for carrying more NPCs, game passes for skipping the slow part. And the slow part is intentional. Without Robux, the game feels annoying. With Robux, it feels smooth. That's not bad design by accident. That's friction-based monetization. But here's the problem. Once you remove the friction, there's nothing left. Players who bought everything finished the game in hours. Players who didn't buy anything got bored and quit. There was no middle ground. And when clones started appearing, dozens of them, Steal a Brain Rot lost its biggest advantage: being first. Every clone did the same thing, sometimes worse, sometimes slightly better, but none of them fixed the core issue: no depth, no reason to return, no end-game loop. Steal a Brain Rot didn't fail because people hated it. It failed because it burned too hot too fast. And that's the modern Roblox meta. If a game survives more than 2 months, it's already an exception. Steal a Brain Rot didn't want a community. It wanted a spike. And it got one. Which leads perfectly into the next game, because Fish It tried to be the opposite and failed in a completely different way. Fish It looked safe. After chaos, speed, and brain rot content, Fish It felt calm. Fishing, selling, upgrading rods, exploring islands. It reminded players of older Roblox games, slower, more relaxed, and that's why people trusted it. At first, Fish It felt fair. Everyone started the same. Progression felt earned. Rare fish felt exciting, not mandatory. But then players noticed something strange. Servers were never empty. Players were fishing non-stop. Perfect timing, perfect movement, no mistakes. Those weren't players. Those were bots. Fish It had accidentally created the perfect botting environment. Why? Because Fish It had value. Rare fish weren't just rare, they were profitable. Third-party markets appeared almost instantly. Accounts, fish, currency, real money. And the moment real money enters a Roblox game, everything breaks. Bots flooded the servers, economies inflated, legit players couldn't compete. Fishing stopped being relaxing, it became pointless. And this is where the developers made the worst possible choice. Instead of killing bot incentives, they added monetization. Better rods locked behind Robux, boosts locked behind Robux, progress shortcuts locked behind Robux. So now the game had 2 enemies, bots and whales. If you weren't either one of them, you were irrelevant. And players noticed. Drop rates felt worse, progress slowed, rare fish stopped feeling special. Fish It didn't collapse instantly like Steal a Brain Rot, it's collapsing quietly. Because games don't die when people complain, they die when people stop caring. Fish It tried to build longevity, but it ignored the most important rule. A fair economy matters more than content. Once trust is gone, updates don't matter. And right now, Fish It is balancing on a knife's edge. Fix the bots or lose the player base. There's no third option. And yeah, that's the reality of viral Roblox games in 2025. They don't blow up because they're deep. They blow up because they're addictive. And most of them don't die because they're bad. They die because there's nothing left after the hype is gone. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more real, honest Roblox analysis instead of clickbait YouTubers, make sure to like the video. It really helps push this to more people. Subscribe if you want more long-form Roblox content, deep dives, and exposés like this. And comment below which game you think will be the next huge hit or the next massive flop. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.